Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Peebles. I'm an audio artist in Toronto, and I really love nature and I love being outdoors. I have an interest in ecology and in biodiversity and in biology. And about 12 years ago, I started making art that would create a mental image of biodiversity. It's not such an easy thing to do because usually we read books to get biodiversity information, but how do you do that with art? So it's been a journey. It's a really interesting journey in creating art that investigates and tells the stories of native bees and pollination ecology. Since 2008, I've collaborated with and brought together people from many different skills to realize these installations, including technicians, visual artists, carpenters, poets, data visualizers, photographers, editors, and scientists who advise me and sometimes with whom I collaborate. I don't know, the nature of the materials and stuff, like I can hear that the pollen is squishy. I can actually hear that the pollen is squishy when they're like unloading it and putting it in, and that their legs are fairly brittle against the wood, for example. I'm designing and building nest sites that foster the art and science of observing native solitary bees and wasps and their role in pollination ecology. So these projects are aesthetically compelling, of course, but they're also immersive. That is, the cabinets, which I'm calling audio bee cabinets or sensory nest cabinets, they allow us to look into the cabinet through some plexiglass with a magnifying lens, such as a loupe, while we're wearing headphones, and so we're hearing what we're watching. So what I'm doing is I'm pairing magnified views of nests in tandem with amplified sound of what's going on within the nests. And I found that hearing what we're watching, all of it very small, creates an enhanced perception or a higher fidelity of perception than simply looking or simply listening. It's what we could call an emergent property, that's to say an experience of these senses combined, which creates a sort of new or unique sensory perception. Those of us who have both sight and hearing experience this in our everyday life, but not with really tiny things. So you get a really immersive, almost tactile view of nesting activities of these bees and wasps, the materials they use, the pollen or stunned insects they bring in to provision the nests, their life cycles from egg to larva to pupa to adult, and also the really rich ecology of these tunnel nests, which includes competitors like cuckoo bees and cuckoo wasps, earwigs, spiders, mites, fungi, and other nest biota. Some are parasitic, while others are either mutualists or do neither good nor harm to the nesting solitaries. And we also get a really good window to their dynamic relationships with the surrounding habitat because these nest sites are outdoors and are permanent. Land use is another really important topic I'm trying to address in my installations. Ecosystems support native bees and the web of life, which they in turn support. My friend USGS biologist Sam Droege points out that we can assist pollinators by cultivating landscapes which self-generate structures found in nature so that they may thrive. So while I ask myself, how can art mimic chaotic structures, which is a really interesting question, I see my art, at this point at least, as helping to bring the conversation about land management to a broader audience. For example, my recent nest site dwelling, Shenandoah Valley at the State Arboretum of Virginia, is situated at the junction of 5 different land use areas: a community garden, an unmanaged field, managed collections of woody shrubs and trees, a managed restored field, and marsh with native plants, and just beyond conventionally farmed fields. So this art is contemplative, and it's also fun. And it feels really good to be outside, giving the spaces we love a new view, enhancing our connection to nature and to the habitats that we take care of.